Okay, so I wanted to make a video kind of introducing my World of Warcraft gameplay experience that I'm going through right now. Um, Turtle WoW was recently shut down, and I'd been playing on Turtle WoW for 3 years. I wasn't too sad about it because I'd pretty much done everything in the game, so it was okay. And I was kind of looking forward to this. So now I can play Wrath of the Lich King. I haven't played Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King since they came out, and I know all of the vanilla and then also the Turtle WoW classes like perfectly. So I was kind of looking forward to the switch to Wrath, and here I am. So I'm gonna pull you in and show you my characters and what my plan is. Okay, so this is the Nostrum. This is the private server. I'm playing on Nostrum, and it is a progressive server where in brackets to where you'll do 19 and then 29. There's different durations for each of them. You'll go through the vanilla raids, which I don't care about really, and then you go through the TBC raids. The vanilla raids might be interesting with the wrath mechanics. I don't know. I think it's going to be really, really easy. I think it's going to be a little bit not that interesting, but I'm interested in the TBC ones because I haven't done them since they came out. Didn't ever do the Sunwell either, so TBC stuff that'll be interesting. But it's really the Wrath era that I'm going to be particularly interested in because I didn't raid at all when Wrath of the Lich King was out. Um, I did arenas and I did a lot of arenas during Wrath, but I didn't do any PvE. So I'm looking forward to this Nostrum private server progressive on these characters. There's one other point I want to make about the server, real quick, which is that this is a pretty small population server. Uh, right now, I think it's probably like as high as it's going to get. It might get higher than this, but no more than like 2,000 players on the server. And I point that out because I don't think sweaty PvP is going to matter that much. My choices and what classes I play, I am partially thinking of Hunter. I normally would always play a Hunter main um, because I like the battlegrounds. I like the battleground environment. I like the arenas on Hunter. I think this is the most fun PvP class. I think Hunter is also really fun gameplay, but normally I would automatically main a Hunter. But I'm not doing that because it's the low pop server. And if I want a PvP on Wrath era, there's like a Warmane Blackrock server that I can just go hardcore in PvP. So that's all I gotta say for right now. Okay, so why Priest? So Priest is my main I've decided on um, in this particular guy. I like Night Elf Priest animations. When I was playing on Turtle WoW, I played a male Night Elf Resto Druid, and I think this is just pretty nice. I like it a lot. I like the way they look. I like the way they look in a lot of their gear. Um, I prefer playing Horde generally, but um, Alliance is fun sometimes. It's kind of a little bit different deal, and I think it'll be fine to play a priest. Now, so let me explain. I had said before that Hunter would be my obvious main. Um, there's a lot of different things about that. If you're playing on a normal vanilla server, a Hunter main, I would not do that, and that's because they're so weak in PvE after like Blackwing Layer. And Blackwing Layer is kind of where the game. I think that Molncore, Nixie, and Blackwing Layer are pretty boring, and I think Naxxramas is the most interesting, and I think AQ40 is interesting. I think ZG is. I think AQ20 is fun. But the point is, Hunter just feels like kind of dead weight in the interesting parts of vanilla. So I wouldn't do that. Even though it's my favorite class to play, I would play a mage. And generally, that's actually what I do. On Turtle WoW, I started out maining a mage, and I maged all the way through Naxxramas. I didn't get the Atiesh But I started it and I was like, yeah, screw this. I'm not going to keep playing for 4 months to get this on a mage. But anyway, so I range DPS I think is very fun. It adds a lot of social stuff. You can be talking in the guild and you can just kind of be shooting the breeze with people while you're just chunking fireballs. I think that's fun. I think that's the best way to play vanilla. And that includes the Turtle WoW clients. Range DPS. I want to play Mage first in vanilla, Hunter maybe after that. Warlock is an option. It kind of depends on the build. Warlock's my least favorite for leveling. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I just find it very boring. But Wrath of the Lich King. So when I was playing in vanilla, I was playing a hunter. PvP'd a lot. TBC came out, and I continued to play my hunter. I played the hunter up through, I think, Arena Season 2. Did real good. We played Hunter, Mage, Priest, which was a weird thing. But this was super early in the arena, so the meta was kind of whatever. And then, after that, I decided to reroll Shaman, and I played a Resto Shaman, and I loved healing from that point on. So, and when I went back to play Turtle and Vanilla, I was like, okay, I know that I enjoyed healing when I used to play the game because I played healers in TBC, Wrath, and Cataclysm, and then I quit. But I played them seriously, and in Cataclysm, I played like competitive world first rating. Not really. I mean, we were like top 10. We were never in competition for an actual world first, but like top 10. Our guild got poached to the method, and I don't even remember. But so I loved healing was the point. And so I know after coming from Turtle WoW and Vanilla for years and not really enjoying healers on those servers, that I'm going to want to play a healer as my main on this Wrath progressive server. I looked at all of them, thought about it a lot. Priest is the one, and the male night elf I think has the best animations. I will make one quick statement about the healers though. I enjoyed on this, so we're level capped at 19 right now, and I really enjoyed doing random dungeon finder to level as a healer. I think that was really satisfying, and I've done the vanilla 1 to 60 God, so many times now, at least 10 times, and two of those times going for Lore Keeper, where you do all the quests. So I'm kind of not that interested in doing normal 1 to 60 questing. So I want to mostly level through the Dungeon Finder and doing dungeons as a healer. And I got to the point where I realized I enjoy it so much that I'm probably going to want a second healer. I played around with all of the other healers. I played around with them on Blackrock, level 80. Looked at all the animations. And I've decided on a Dry Nice Shaman because I think Shaman. Well, the main reason is I like the way it looks. Of all of the healers, I think a female Draenei healer. I think this healing, this looks good. I like these animations. I like all this. So this is my choice of healer for like aesthetic reasons specifically. So I'm happy with that. The other point on why making a Draenei is I played the game. The other point is I played the game in Class or in Vanilla, TBC, Wrath, and Cataclysm. And during that entire time, 100% of the time, I was only playing Horde. And I played just about everything Horde that you can play. I mean, I had my focuses, but I played Horde. So when TBC came out and Wrath, me and all my friends, we never played Alliance. So I've never even played the Draenei starting zone. I've never done it. I've got, thousands and thousands of hours of WoW history, and I've never played Draenei. So I thought I want to play one. And before I settled on that Shaman, I went through every combination of male and female animations. I think I prefer the male paladin over the female paladin. I might eventually roll a paladin, is my point. That'll be a Draenei. But I like the shaman aesthetic far more. So I made a shaman alt. And I will almost certainly play this one. The warlock Okay, so the Warlock, I don't have that much to say on the Warlock, except that I like range DPS a lot. I liked Mage. I like Mage a whole bunch. There's certain like combinations that I think are really great, and I think the Blood Elf Mage casting animations is perfect. Of course, Undead is beautiful, but I think this is one of those combos. But regardless, the point is Warlock. Warlock was my least favorite class in vanilla. It was the last class that I ever got to max level on any server. I find it generally uninteresting to play. However, in Wrath of the Lich King, I know that Warlocks are like the best DPS class, as far as I remember. And TBC, I think, but this is Wrath, so it doesn't really matter. So I thought instead of playing a mage, I will make a Warlock. I think Warlock is also fun in Wrath because they've got like the demonic circle teleport thing. I think that's a really cool mechanic. I think you can play destruction in Wrath in a way that feels like mage, how I want, because I would want to play a fire mage. So if you're playing a fire warlock, you're playing fire destruction, and I think it feels a similar. It fills that similar satisfying niche. I actually am not certain that I'm going to stick with this one, but that's why I picked it. Okay, so then Hunter. This is the last one that I've decided to play. I spent a lot of time because Hunter's my favorite. Hunter is my favorite, and I really like a female night elf hunter. I think they look great. There's a specific look that I. This one's pretty close. I like this different face and stuff. But I love the way female night elves animations look. I like the way they look in gear. I think they look fantastic hunters. And at first I made it night elf, female night elf hunter. Um, but then I was like, it's too generic. Everybody's gonna play one. My second favorite hunter for animations is the female Tauren, and I think playing on a little server, Nostrum, I think it'll be more fun to be a memorable character as a female Tauren instead of the female Night Elf. Also, this gives me a Horde character to play, and I really enjoy. I prefer the Horde like leveling experience, I like the Barons. I like all the Horde side quests. Um, Feralis is another example. Feralis Horde side is like one of my favorite zones. It's got a lot of nostalgia for me. Ashihara doesn't really matter, but I like the Horde side leveling. And if I'm going to play a DPS class and I'm not going just straight dungeon finder, then I'm going to want to play Hunter. So those are the what I've decided to do on Nostrum. These are the classes I want to play. This is my plan for playing, like what I'm planning on doing. I want to heal. I want to do a lot of groups. I want to be a part of the server community. Um, and I want to be a nice guy that people want to play with. And that is the goal for Nostrum. It's going to be on these characters. Okay, there's one more thing I wanted to point out. Um, I am very much interested in joining a guild, and this guild looks like it's going to be the more like elite one. This 10 man where they have one of each class. And I really like this, and I feel that I would fit in, and I think this would be my friends. However, for my real life situation, I work weekends. I do weekend doubles right now. Um, I think that there's a very low chance that in the next year I'm going to be able to make Saturday raids. And I think also the Friday raids, this is too late for me because I go to bed early because I work all weekend. Um, and so I can't join this one, but this is the one that I would want to join. So my main concern, what I'm thinking about here is I need a guild that raids weekdays. So I'm looking for that, and there's not been one yet that has said that. So I'm kind of lurking. We'll wait. The next level cap starts next Friday, and I think there's going to be more guilds. As the server progresses, as we get closer to 60, I think there's going to be a lot more options. And maybe I can even get in. Maybe there'll be another competitive 10 man group that kind of competes with them. Maybe I could start it. I don't know yet. But that's the other thing. My main next big jump on Nostrum is to join a guild. So yeah, okay. I think that's really all I want to say in this video. But I want to close out by playing on this hunter for just a brief moment. Um, this is an interesting difference in Wrath, is I don't think there's a backswing timer. I know I need to. I know I need to get a swing timer. You know, like my add-ons are just starting, but I found it interesting that it doesn't seem that there's a swing timer on the hunter. I also wanted to get this little video where you saw the oh no, the dog's barking, where you saw the animations in the backswing with the gun, because my big upgrade on the hunter will be the first time I get a bow. All right. Oh my gosh. Oh, he didn't die. Rip. Okay. See you guys next time. Bye bye.